Woo, yeah, chrome socket. Ain't nobody hurt anybody. And an adapter. This video is going to be a little different than my usual stuff, I guess. I need to do some work on, I need to do some work on my white truck. It's got some axle seals leaking, and they've been leaking pretty much since I put the 9-inch in, because I may or may not have been in a hurry and I didn't have the right seal driver, and I beat them in with a punch and hammer, and they're all mangled, and I knew they were going to leak eventually. So I got to do that. And I noticed one of the shocks on my blue truck's leaking, so we'll change the shocks on that too. But nothing serious, obviously, nothing exactly entertaining, I guess. But it's something to watch if you're interested in watching it, you know. But first, I gotta move this, you know, over this way to get that in, and then we'll do that, and then we'll start putting the shocks on that. Well, you can see I got both of them out, like you kind of seen. I recorded this one, which is the driver's side rear, or I guess whatever, the driver's side one, because you can see it a little better. You can't really see this one. It's, you know, it's the same concept. This is the one that was leaking. Clearly, this one is junk. This one still decent, but you know, over in this area, they really don't do that much because it's so like laid forward. There's not really that much tension on them anyways. It's almost like it's fighting itself, really, but. Yeah, let me show you what I actually got to replace these. So these are the exact same thing as these ones, but obviously not junk. And I actually had these shocks on that truck before I lowered it, and then I pulled them off, like as I immediately loaded it. I put shocks on it, whatever, drove around, and then I ended up lowering it, so I pulled these shocks off. So then I need shocks for this truck, so I put them on there. So actually, shocks are probably 5 or 6 years old, maybe-ish. So I think that I'll stick with these. These actually work pretty good. So with all that being said, I started undercoating some stuff under there with like this surface shield, oily stuff, just for winter preparations, right where the shock mount stuff are at, knock some rust off. Did that. Now we'll get to putting these shocks on. All right, like you guys seen, I got the shocks on. Whatever, I mean, it's just a 5-second job, but yeah, I got those on. I'm sure that it'll ride a little better, and I'm hoping that it doesn't squat nearly as much as my trailer on it, maybe, because that one shock was dead. But it's getting kind of late tonight, so I'll catch back up with you guys when I start working on my white truck, and like I told you earlier before about the axle seals. Nope, never mind. They're both junk. All right, guys, we're back. I'm gonna try to get these axle seals changed out today. I gotta move some stuff around to get this in the way, so I get this out. I can get this so I can be able to actually get the axles off, because right now it's against the wall. Obviously, wouldn't be a good idea to get it right now. It would be against the wall. So I gotta do that, but even when I get them out, I still have to go to the parts store and try to find some that will maybe fit, because I couldn't find anything that I was sure that fit, and I'm hoping that these have part numbers on them, so I can just be like, hey, find these or some shit. I don't know, but that's the plan. So we'll get to moving this around and then start pulling shit apart. Like I told you guys earlier, I put these in the wrong way. Like from the get-go, knew they're gonna leak, but you know, for the past couple summers, I've noticed it's been leaving a little residue on the inside of the wheel. So I figured now it's the end of the season, really, I better, you know, it's a good time really to change them out. Now that I got all this moved around, you know, let's start to turn into this thing. Not up in the air as you see, but you can see like right there, obviously leaking. And then right there it's leaking too. So I waited long enough to do it, so I need to do it. Woo, yeah, chrome socket. Ain't nobody hurt anybody. And an adapter. Yeah, she's got a disc on it. Definitely ain't no Hot Boy strange Jimmy Dale brakes, but you know, they're the dinner plate flavor. And obviously it's a cool performance we're in too. I think. Well, I was having kind of a hell of a time getting them seals out with my little seal puller jobber, and it was kind of marring up the inside where the bearing goes, and I couldn't get them out. So then I was like, I don't have a slide hammer, so I made this concoction of something, and it took all about 10 seconds to get it out. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing now with this and have all the tools out, let's go to the other side out and get that knocked out so I can get some seals put back in this, because they do have a part number on them. I actually have them look up, so. I got them all out. So now I'm going to go see if the wonderful people at O'Reilly can find me the parts that I need. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I kind of did their little part interchange deal on their website, and I couldn't find anything, but they're hopefully a little better than I am about it. So let's get on the road. Well, after going 3 different stores, I finally went to Napa, and they had one. And I have to wait till tomorrow morning to get the other one, so I'll just put this one in later. I'll put this one in right now, I guess. I don't understand why it's so hard to find a 9-inch axle seal. Like, and it's hard for me to like, hey, I have this and this, but I can't tell you what it's out of because my truck always doesn't come with a 9-inch. So I'd like try to find something, or that unless the guy knows of something that has a 9-inch in it, to look even to find the axle seals. But whatever, I'll put this one in here. At least get one side done tonight. We'll do the other one tomorrow. Well, like you guys seen, I got all that back together. We'll just pick up tomorrow, or I guess we'll finish the rest of it whenever I get that other seal. Hopefully it comes in tomorrow. Dude told me it'd be there. Hopefully it is. I took off all the parking brake stuff. I planned on, when I ordered this 9-inch, to use the parking brake stuff, but then I looked up and seen how much custom, but like a kit for like parking brake is. Not happening. I looked, and I think the only one I could find was a Lokar kit, and I think it was like $400. So the old put her in first gear and leaving it in there is fine with me, because I just can't see me. So I can't fathom spending that much money on parking brake cables. And also, it makes it a hell of a lot easier trying to put the little T-bolts back together for that hold the flange and hold the axle in, because the shoes are in the way for the parking for that. So it's just easier to take it off. So if I took it off, I'd have to put it back on. It's easier. So I didn't forget that. So if anyone thinks I forgot to put that back on, no. So that's what I did. I walked over the tool bench and just took that shit back off. But yeah, I kind of cleaned all the gunk off everything, because like I said, it's been leaking for so long. I cleaned all that shit off, cleaned the caliper up and stuff. But if anyone's curious, this is a direct bolt-in 9-inch from Quick Performance that I bought. Very, very affordable from them. I looked at Strange and Mosier, easily under $1,000. I saved some money too by putting a spool in it. So I saved like $500 just doing that instead of getting a True Track. True Track would have been a little more streetable. I was kind of worried about the spool being in there, but it is what it is. Disc brakes and drums were like $50 more. So I got disc brakes, obviously. These are like an Explorer style. So that's kind of cool too. Also, I ordered it with the flip kit already on it, so it makes it even easier. The only thing I didn't have them do was weld the shock mounts on, because I wanted to use the ones I have just so I could put it exactly where I wanted to get the shock angle correctly. And I wasn't exactly sure where they were going to put it, angle-wise, stuff like that. It's got a 410 gear in it, and it's got 35 spline axles in it. I'd have to make like a kajillion horsepower to break one of those. I mean, it's basically the exact same rear end that Billy, Tommy, Bill all have in their stuff, just different brand. Same hardware, different branded stuff. If anyone's, like I said, if anyone's curious about that, that's what it is. I bought a seal driver kit actually this time instead of a punch and hammer. I breezed to put that back in there now versus messing around trying to get it to get in straight. It took like 30 seconds to put that in versus like 5 minutes of messing around, and it's actually going to seal this time. So that's always a plus too. All the rambling's done. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow once I get the other seal. Hopefully. I'm hoping. So yeah, once we get that, we'll finish it up and then cruise around tomorrow. There's a little, it's like a trunk or treat deal I want to go to maybe. But if not, we'll get some footage cruising around and stuff too. So it'll be kind of cool. Well, I got it all back together. It's a couple days later. I got busy. Didn't really feel like working on it. So it's all back together. I didn't record the passenger side just only because it's obviously the same thing as the driver's side, and I just want to get it done real quick. Once you go drive this, make sure it's not going to leak. I haven't driven in a couple of days. Obviously, it's been sitting, and it looks like this is going to be like one of the last-ish or better days before it starts getting nasty and cold. So, test drive seemed to go all right. No axles fell out. I don't think that it's leaking or anything. I mean, obviously I have to let it sit for a little bit to see, but I doubt it. I mean, I actually got a seal driver this time and put them in there and did it the right way this time. It's kind of cool, I don't know. Nice driving it again. I haven't driven it in a little bit, like I said, because race season's about over, about to start snowing, whatever. But now that that's over with, I want to kind of discuss what my winter plans are. I might go to another event here soon, I don't know, but I'm just saying I'd like to get some input or whatever everyone thinks about what I want to do this winter. I got two things I want to do back here. One of them, I want to get rid of this bed cover, and would really like to either build my own aluminum one, stainless, sheet metal, whatever it may be, bed cover, kind of like what Billy has on his S10. Sweet. I'd like to make it in 3 sections so I could just take each section out without having to make it like fold up or anything special like that. That's really I'd like to do. It'd be kind of cool. I kind of want to put a rear bumper on the back of this again. Not chrome or trim. I want to get like a WT like work truck bumper that's just black and just has like the tread on the top of it. Paint match it obviously. If anyone has a black work truck like half-ton bumper, 3/4 ton, whatever it may be, just a work truck bumper that's black, no trim, and just the tread on top. If you know where one's at or have one, say something in the comments. I'd like to get one. Obviously, I don't want your rotted out, wholly dented up bumper, something that's halfway decent I can work with body-wise and stuff. And now up on the front, I'd really like to repaint this bumper because it is what it is. It's chipped up really bad. I'd like to paint that, but also at the same time, I'd really like to get a fiberglass bubble hood or whatever you want to call it, the smooth cowl, smooth. I'd really like to do that all at the same time, be kind of a cool little thing I could do. I got a guy that I think I can get one pretty cheap off of. He'll make one for me. I'm just, hopefully it works out, but I'm thinking that's what I'd like to do cosmetically this winter. And also, Mopala. So, like I've said earlier before this year, I'd like to put a kit on it. Nothing serious, just some real basic, wet shot of some sort. I don't know if I'll buy a plate kit or just a nozzle kit. Something just to get a little more mile an hour of it on the back end. It needs it. Doesn't make enough power, obviously, for other stick cars that are going, 580s or have been 580s before, and they're going 650s first round. I can't keep up with that, obviously. Nitro Express, I'm sure that's where we'll be going. Old Jimmy Dale, he'll hook me up, I know. So that's basically, there's probably a couple of things I might want to do. Put like a clutch chamber on it a little bit too, because I feel like what's really killing me on backsides or even really sticky stuff, it either bogs or it pulls the wheels. And I don't have enough power to like carry it out. So I'd like to get a clutch chamber to actually let it, be able to leave real soft and it just continuously takes off versus just like, and then it like dies or whatever. But that's something else I might want to mess with this winter. With that out of the way, we're going to end the video here. So I just want to thank you guys for watching and see you next time.